it is time once again to choose and fit tyres. Since the dawn of time, no, I'm exaggerating, since the dawn of four-wheel drive as a popular pastime, has the subject of tyres been discussed in every possible way. Four-wheel drivers are naturally passionate about their tyres. The ordinary motoring, in the motoring world, tyres are a bit of a grudge purchase in many cases. For us, it's the opposite of a grudge purchase, because our vehicle's performance relies so heavily on tyres. You can say that about any vehicle. Yes, it's true with any vehicle, but we notice it, don't we? We really notice it every time we use our vehicles.
At the time that I decided to give up the 79 project and replace it with a troop carrier, there was a discussion on YouTube, one of my videos, and somebody said, I quote, "There's nothing like a troopy on skinnies."
You know as well as I do, if you have two vehicles going through a bog or a swamp, and one vehicle makes it and the other vehicle doesn't.
And that rung a chord with me.
Well, why is that? One vehicle's better than the other? Maybe. One set of tyres is better than the other? Maybe. Tyre pressures? Definitely. Skill of the driver? Without question. So performance of the vehicle and the tyres are up there on the list, aren't they? We're looking for peak performance no matter what vehicle we drive. We want it to perform, and we rely on our tyres, and we love buying them, and we love talking about them. So here I am again, just 3 weeks later, choosing tyres. For the 79 pickup, I selected these, two 85/75 profile on 16-inch rims. At the time, I remember thinking that maybe I'm fooling myself. I mentioned that I like narrow tyres. I prefer narrow tyres to wide tyres. This is not a narrow tyre. This is quite a wide tyre. Its diameter is approximately 33 inches. Now, this is my choice for the troop carrier.
The OE tyres are 225/95 profile on 16-inch rims. The rims are 6 inches wide.
It's a skinny. Its diameter is 1.1 inches less than this. So in effect, this is a 33 and this is a 32, give or take. The tyres that I'm used to on my previous Land Cruiser, there were two 75 17s. They were almost the identical diameter to this tyre. I believe that a narrow tyre has better performance than a wide tyre, generally speaking, as long as the profile is very high. So now 75 profile, 85 profile, which means that when I let the tyre, the pressure down on this, I'm going to have a much longer footprint. I think it's going to perform better. This is my gut feel. So yes, I'm sponsored tyres, so it's not a matter of me just being able to try a tyre and to give it back. And there's a limited number of tyres that I will be given. So I have to commit now to this tyre. This is the tyre that will go onto the Land Cruiser Troopy. Time to talk wheel rims. Thank goodness this vehicle was not supplied with those dreadful grey split rims that the older versions came with. I hate split rims, so I'm very happy to use the standard rims. I have a 6-inch width, ideal for a skinny tyre. But now if I wanted to upgrade to an alloy, as far as I can see, every Australian branded alloy rim for this vehicle is 8 inches wide. Too wide for these tyres, so I'd have to go for a wider tyre. If I want to run these tyres on an alloy rim, I found some beautiful rims in Japan. I think they're really nice. They are 7-inch. I could run these tyres. They are about double the price of a locally branded rim. So if I bring them in, I've got to pay up front. It's quite a lot of money. Not sure if I'm going to do it. And the argument, well, steel is better than alloy. Not really. Well, yeah, there are arguments on both sides. This is a heavier unsprung weight than an alloy. So give the overall weight of 4 of them, that's a lot of unsprung weight. That doesn't contribute to comfort. The lower the unsprung weight, the better. That is why a smaller, lighter tyre actually contributes to comfort to a degree as well. And in terms of having a wheel damaged, yes, I can repair this with a sledgehammer if it gets bent out of shape a bit. And you can't do that with an alloy, but I have to think, how many times have I damaged an alloy rim while being on an expedition or trip? Me, never.
Actually, that's not true. I did in 1987, and this is what happened.
On the river road between Serendella and Ngomagate, things went horribly wrong. A government Land Cruiser, speeding on the narrow sand track, met us head on.
Happened while we were travelling along the road to Third Bridge. We're coming around a blind bend, and unfortunately someone in a Land Rover was also coming around a blind bend, and we connected.
Always look on the bright side of life.
Having rebuilt the front end less than a month ago, I was well versed on how it came apart. In my safari kit, I always carry a box of odds and ends, just for such an emergency. It contains things like wire, Pratley's putty, duct tape, an assortment of threaded bar, more nuts, more wire, electrical connections, twin flex, solder, self-tapping screws. By the time I'd got it going again, the box was just about empty.
Steel or alloy, that's not repairable.
I've asked others, some have said yes, they've damaged a rim. How many of them actually fixed it in the bush? I think this number is a very small number. So is this a big advantage that it compels me to stick with steel? No, it's not.